Hi everyone, my name is Alec Testerman and I have put together an employee wellness program for North Central University. Here's our agenda for the presentation. First, I will go over the organization description, and then I'll spend a lot of time highlighting the executable actions and strategies for the employee wellness program. Then I'll dive into how the plan benefits North Central and why the plan will work. It's always important, even if it's a good plan, to go over potential objections to any employee wellness plan, and then I will refute with some counter arguments to these objections. And finally, I will highlight the Christian worldview that is implemented within this employee wellness plan. So North Central University was founded in 1930 as North Central Bible Institute, and then it renamed in 1998 to its current name, North Central University. And they have a unique location in the heart of downtown Minneapolis, Minnesota. They offer over 60 academic programs, including majors and minors. They have a on-campus undergraduate degree option. They also have online and graduate studies. Unfortunately, North Central is seeing a drastic decline in enrollment numbers since 2019, and that is the company description. Now, getting into the main focal points of this presentation, the executable actions and strategies. What can I propose as initiatives to improve the life here at North Central within the organization and its staff? First of all, I think it's important to establish a staff welfare committee. This committee will consist of representatives of faculty and staff across all departments at North Central. They will organize and execute fellowship opportunities for employees. They'll communicate faculty and staff updates, what's new, what's going on around campus today and in the future. They'll do this via email newsletter. And also, the Staff Welfare Committee will serve as a liaison, the link between employees and the higher level executives and administration at North Central. And this is important. They'll also use anonymous workplace surveys to gather staff opinions on important topics and ideas that relate to employee wellness. Um, and ideally, they will use this intel to improve wellness activities that I will talk about in the next few slides. And that staff can respond to any concerns that would hinder the overall wellness of any employee. And so the Staff Welfare Committee will be just this connecting team that links together staff here on campus. Um, Now getting into the 5 initiatives, the Spiritual Wellness Initiative is one I want to lead off with, which aligns most with the Christian values and the mission of North Central University. This will be crucial to the success of the overall program. And for an institution that aims to place Jesus Christ at the core of everything they do, it would only make sense that North Central wants to equip its faculty and staff to be leaders that will trailblaze a God-honoring path of excellence for their students to follow. And so here on this slide, I've listed a few ways that we can integrate more spiritual wellness into the lives of our faculty and staff at North Central, starting with Monday morning Bible studies and prayer groups. This will give opportunity for faculty and staff to connect on a more personal level, not just with the Lord, but with each other, helping to build transparency and trust between staff. And this will go a long way. And it's always a powerful thing for staff and faculty to be in prayer for one another, especially given the company outlook. The organization is clearly struggling to bring in students, which affects the overall success and the budget of the institution. Um, Now onto the Physical Health and Wellness Initiative. I think this is also very important for faculty and staff to stay active. It's important to the overall wellness of every employee. And thankfully, North Central has really nice amenities, fitness and recreation areas, a weight room that allows all members of the campus community to make use of and access 7 days a week. However, the only current reservations in place for these facilities are for the athletic programs. They're at North Central. It is a NCAA Division III institution, so they have a lot of competitive athletic teams. Um, and I think one change that could be made with this physical health and wellness initiative is to create reservations for faculty and staff members to use the fitness center, the wellness center, and the weight room. And my idea is to hire yoga instructors and personal trainers to visit campus twice a month each. And so they'll utilize the fitness center and the weight room through reservations, and they'll lead staff exclusive 1 hour yoga sessions and strength training sessions on Wednesday afternoons. And so this meeting time will be a nice and flexible hour that allows staff to get a full work day in before they do this to stay productive in terms of their roles and responsibilities. But then they'll have their choice between cardio and weightlifting for the care of their own bodies. And this will cross over into the spiritual wellness initiative because we'll want to add in a faith and fitness 5K race that is free for employees to participate in. And we'll aim to do this at the midterms each semester, so around October and in March. So it's something that they can do outdoors, weather permitting. And so before the race will begin, North Central's campus pastor will give a short devotional message for the employees, and the campus's strength and fitness coach will give a brief presentation on the importance of cardio in the physical health and wellness journey. And so I think this 5K race will be a great way to build fellowship between the employees of North Central through this initiative, all while still incorporating a Christian worldview into the activity. So hopefully this outlines ways that we can help faculty and staff seek greater physical health. A financial wellness initiative, another extremely important area for an organization to grow its employees in. Financial responsibility is super important, especially for the employees that have families to take care of and provide for. And so an initiative centered around this topic will include the following. So an annual open enrollment presentation from HR. I think that's really important for employees to know what access they have to health insurance and other benefits, including paid time off, sick days, being able to navigate their HR portal. And so the goal in all of this is to collaborate with our human resource department and have them organize and deliver a thorough presentation that will outline all the opportunities for employees to grow in their financial habits. And not only that, but we want to bring in personal finance speakers to lead workshops and seminars every other month for employees, just to grow in their financial knowledge. And one way that we can do this while also strengthening our alumni relations is to reach out to our finance graduates who have gone on to the corporate setting and bring them back, hopefully once or twice a month, to either be a guest speaker or help contribute to or lead these seminars and workshops. And so one company I can think of in specific that we send a lot of our graduates to is Ameriprise, who have an office right here in downtown Minneapolis. So it wouldn't hurt to keep building on our alumni connections, but to also further train our employees how to be financially literate and responsible. Something that's fun to talk about, our social wellness initiative that I've proposed. It would promote a true sense of camaraderie between the faculty and staff at North Central. It's important to have a nice work-life balance, and then some of the social wellness initiative activities can transpire within the workplace, but there's a lot that we can do outside and off campus as well without cutting too deep into our overall costs and budget. And so it would be quite a treat, just for instance, for students to show up at a talent show and see that their favorite professor or a financial aid counselor is the host of the event. And so some events could highlight employees or even put them at the forefront. And so on this slide, you'll see the faculty staff hide and seek at Mall of America. It's just a cool idea that will allow our faculty and staff to dress up, put on disguises, um, and hide throughout the Mall of America. It's the largest mall in the country, and so students will go around searching for staff members, and the students that find the most staff members in disguise will earn prizes. And so this is a great way to boost social wellness for the faculty and staff. It'll involve the North Central employees at a higher level, and it will be a true prize for the employees to get to bond with the students after the fact once the event is over, putting them in not just a unique but also a thrilling occasion. Another way to boost social wellness is to have department team bonding. And so this is an effective idea that would implement ample work getting done between the common 9 to 5 workday, but to add a little bit of fun and spice things up for each team. And so the goal is to set aside some intentional time every Friday for employees to have parties or meetings that add on to the work that they're doing. And so, for instance, maybe having a Christmas party on the third week of December before everyone goes home when the offices close. Maybe have like a trivia game and some snacks and a white elephant gift exchange, just a way to help employees further bond. And cross-department bonding is also something that I see being very important to the growth of social wellness for each employee. It'll help employees build trust with team members in different departments. Perhaps after a business-focused meeting, the two teams can stick around for a Kahoot trivia game that challenges the staff members to answer questions about the other team's roles and responsibilities. And one last idea worth mentioning that would integrate more of a sense of social wellness is asking faculty and staff members to serve during the new students orientation week every August. So it's a great way for both sides to make connections prior to the first day of classes, especially between students and their professors. This form of community service would be a great way to make faculty and staff feel more included in the North Central community. A practical example of executing this idea is to have different faculty and staff and executive leaders host groups of students over at their homes for a dinner meal or dessert the weekend before classes start. And many of the faculty and staff members live outside the downtown Minneapolis area, so this idea would be helpful for students who are new to the Twin Cities to see surrounding suburbs and neighborhoods a bit more. Lastly, I want to employ an emotional wellness initiative for our faculty and staff. Um, in order to build a solid and well-rounded employee wellness program, I think this has to be included. And there's a few ways that North Central can seek to meet its employees' needs in this area. So first, they can partner with the Counseling and Career Center to jumpstart this initiative by offering a staff emotional wellness week 2 times per semester. And so during these weeks, employees will have exclusive access to book free one-on-one counseling sessions with a licensed therapist from an external professional practice. This allows employees to seek a better work-life balance, unbottle their stress from work, and have a fresh new face to confide in, perhaps consistently on a consistent basis if things go well. Another tactic that could bring refreshment to staff is to allow students and employees to bring their dogs or other animals to campus during the midterms and finals week. Animals such as the cute dogs are known to bring stress relief and comfort, especially during some of the harder and busier times of the academic year. So for students and professors, this would be when all the exams are happening because there's a lot of studying, there's a lot of grading and final teaching to do. So not only will this initiative help further build community and connections through the pet play dates on campus, but it will also allow staff members to unwind and relax outside the office. And so ideally, they'll return to grading exams and final essays with an extra hit of dopamine thanks to the social event. And so ultimately, all these tactics and strategies will make employees feel that their emotional needs, physical health, spiritual needs are well met and valued by the university, which would bring about higher levels of employee job satisfaction and morale. Now I want to speak about how the plan benefits North Central. This is important because if the plan doesn't benefit the institution, then not much is getting done for the growth of the college. And so ideally, these 6 executable actions and initiatives will have a lasting impact on the staff and their connections with not just one another, but the entire North Central community and its students. And so, if the plan succeeds in bringing these health benefits to individual employees, then North Central can expect to see an increase in employee retention, given that morale and engagement will be increased through the strategies and initiatives employed. And as for a Christian university that's already slightly understaffed and not necessarily running on the highest budget ever, this will help them to keep an engaged workforce. So the last thing a Christian university would want is to have a disengaged workforce that depletes the Jesus-centered culture. Most importantly, the after effects of this employee wellness program will reflect a Christ-like fellowship between faculty and staff members. Overall, we want this to ultimately strengthen the community culture, which will help with the reputation of the institution as a whole. Now, with any good plan, there will, of course, be potential objections that arise. And so I presented here a numbered list that will highlight the issues that this program may face. But as well, I have included my refuting counter arguments that I will make to shut down any concerns against North Central's employee wellness program. And so this first objection is that the plan is not universal to all faculty and staff at North Central. And so while there may be some staff members with maybe a heavy workload than others, or some with a physically limiting disability or health issue, there's still ample opportunity and flexibility within the several initiatives offered within the program. So for instance, while some might not be able to run the 5K, they can still walk it at their own pace and engage in the spiritual wellness side of things. For those who are not able to walk, the wheelchair will get the job done. It's not about the time, it's about participating and getting involved in the physical health and wellness initiative. This is just one specific example within the plan, but it ultimately represents the greater issue to the best of its ability. Second objection is that the program will cost too much money to successfully implement, and I disagree with that respectfully. One of North Central's current weaknesses can be turned into a strength in this case. The understaffed nature of the university is saving money on employees' salaries as is, so the costs are a little bit lower because of this. Furthermore, the aforementioned benefit to the university through this plan is how it keeps expenses low by primarily utilizing on-campus resources for its events and activities. So even the faculty and staff hide and seek at the Mall of America, we're using an off-campus event venue, but we're not spending any money in doing that. The most that professors will spend is if they buy something to add to their disguise or their costume. So this plan is low cost and it primarily utilizes its pre-existing campus resources. Same goes for the physical health and wellness initiative, for example. We're using our weight room and fitness center. We're not using any other gym membership off campus that employees have to purchase. A third objection is that some employees might find certain activities and initiatives discomforting, which is the opposite objective of how the plan should affect their personal health. And my rebuttal to that is that not all activities and opportunities offered within the employee wellness program are mandatory. And so the spiritual wellness initiative activities will be mandatory just for that spiritual wellness initiative, unless the absence is excused. Um, and it's mandatory in this area specifically because these activities will take place during chapel hours, so students will already be in class. There's no classes in session, so there's no reason why professors and other staff will need to miss these events. In addition, all employees have signed a statement of faith upon being hired to work at North Central, which implies their commitment and alignment with the Christian values of the university, which should be to be a full participant in the spiritual wellness and growth opportunities that we are offering. Next, I want to highlight why the plan works. I see this employee wellness program being successful for several reasons. The program will most importantly encourage biblically inspired fellowship between employees, helping them to thrive spiritually, physically, socially, and more, and not just as individuals, but as a group. With all this considered, the general opinion among staff and faculty will be that the program improved the overall work experience. Additionally, the 6 initiatives explained in full detail, they don't require the institution to cut deep into their budget, as I just mentioned. So keeping costs low, North Central will be able to promote all of their wellness initiatives primarily on their campus without having to rent out expensive event venues, require employees to purchase gym memberships. And sure, they'll spend a decent amount of money and time on building these initiatives and running events for the staff, but it's only at a reasonable cost. And even the guest speakers, the financial analysts and advisors that we'll hire, that if that's our biggest expense, then I think the plan is bound to succeed. And finally, the program is attractive to prospective employee candidates. I can't stress this enough. For being an understaffed university, the attractiveness of the employee wellness plan will draw in job applicants to fill those empty positions that we have without having to offer too high of a starting salary. We're bringing in employees that want to work at North Central because it aligns with their calling from the Lord. And so this will help North Central to be good stewards with the institutional budget that they're working with while still bringing in employees that align with the mission and the values of the university. In addition, this plan will improve the overall reputation of North Central. So where most outsiders will hear about an understaffed small Christian college and assume it's going to internally crumble and close down for good, I think those on the inside will be taking intentional measures with this plan to build on what they already have with the heart to serve of the faculty and staff. And so the attractiveness of the program will empower the current staff, which will equip the students at a higher level and further strengthen the North Central culture that was seen in previous years and continue to build that back up to excellence. The majority of the Christian worldview and application of this program is detailed and executed within the framework of the aforementioned Spiritual Wellness Initiative. This specific strategy will implement weekly Bible study meetings between staff, prayer groups, worshiping together at chapel services, mentoring students in a one-on-one setting, and much more. However, all 6 of these initiatives work a Christian approach into their framework. The reason why there should be a social wellness initiative in general is because God calls us in His Word to seek fellowship with one another as fellow believers. And in the Gospels specifically, Jesus talks about money and how to properly manage it in 11 out of His 40 documented parables within the Bible. So for this reason, it's imperative for North Central to launch a financial responsibility and wellness initiative so that it can train its leaders in how to be good stewards of their finances for the glory of His kingdom. And so knowing that North Central already seeks to glorify Jesus in all that they do, establishing a worldview and application will be one of the easier things to do when it comes to building up this employee wellness program. Overall, I believe that this program presents itself as a well-rounded one that will have a significantly positive effect on North Central's staff members' lives. And so not only will this help them with work-life balance, it'll also get them more excited to continue serving God in the North Central community through their roles. Although there are potential objections to this plan, as I earlier mentioned, the counter arguments shown, I believe, are strong enough to refute anything going against this employee wellness plan. There's no better time than today to make this change for the betterment of North Central University. So let's put this employee wellness program into action. Thank you guys for listening.